So in this video, I'm going to briefly go over the 5 biggest mistakes that men make when trying to get ripped. So if you're overweight, if you want to get ripped, maybe you've never been ripped before, maybe you got a big ass stomach and you feel unhappy with the way that you look, you're going to want to pay attention to this video. All right. But this is only for people that are actually serious about looking their absolute best. Now, point number 1, doing it on your own. That is the biggest mistake that I see with people who actually want to make a transformation, that want to go from fat to fit, that want to drop 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds. Okay? Guys, if I never hired a coach, I would have never gotten ripped. I had been lifting for about 4 to 5 years. And in 2021, I decided to hire a coach because I had never gotten ripped before, because I didn't know what it took to get ripped. So if you don't know what it takes to get ripped and you've never been there, you're not going to be able to do this on your own. You're going to need a coach, or you're going to need an accountability system. Over the 10 years that I've been lifting, I've hired 4 different fitness coaches, right? Why did I do that? Well, because of the accountability system, right? After the accident that you guys saw last year, I was actually working with a coach myself. Now, why did I work with a coach? It wasn't because I didn't know how to get in shape, right? I knew how to get in shape. I just wanted another layer of accountability. I wanted to force myself to actually execute and not deviate from my goals. So after the car accident, I knew that I needed that extra layer of accountability and commitment to actually go full speed and not look back. So I ended up hiring a guy who I highly respected, and that allowed me to stay on plan and to stay on purpose and not get deviated from the actual goal. So you guys see Huncho, oh, Huncho's the beast, he does it by himself. Guys, even I have coaches, even I have mentors. Don't think that you're fucking better than me. And stop thinking that you're better than everybody else who actually needs a coach and needs somebody to show them the way. All right. So point number 2, focusing and obsessing on strength and muscle gain. Bro, you're 200 fucking pounds, bro. You are overweight. The last thing you should be focused on is strength and muscle gain. I talk to guys who are super fat all the time, bro. 250 pounds, 300 pounds, 200 pounds plus. If you're 200 pounds plus, you're fat. Plain and simple. Plain and simple, right? And they'll tell me, oh, I just want to grow my chest and do this. Bro, you are borderline diabetic. You're going to die of a heart attack at a young age. Do you want to be around for your daughter when she walks down the aisle to marry her husband? Do you want to be around for that? Do you want to be able to play with your kid? Do you want to be healthy for your family? Do you want to be living 10, 15, 20 years from now? You need to focus on fat loss, bro, right? A lot of people get caught up with, oh, I just want to develop a big ass chest and big arms. Bro, you are fat, my man. You should be obsessing over fat loss, because until you change your mindset and obsess over the proper and the right things, you're never going to change your situation. The reason you look the way you do is because you've been obsessing over the wrong thing. You've been obsessing over getting strong and muscle mass, and they'll tell me, bro, I need your help. I want to get rid, but I want a big chest. Bro, what we got to do is get rid of your stomach. And until you switch your focus to obsessing over fat loss, you're never going to actually lose the fat. You're going to stay fat. You're never going to get ripped, because you have to obsess over fat loss. What does that mean? That means that your progress, you should be gauging it by your stomach. You shouldn't be looking at your arms, at your shoulders to see if you're losing fat. No. Your progress will be gauged by your stomach, and you need to keep going until you see your stomach popping with abs. If your stomach does not have abs, that means you still need to keep going. This is a mistake a lot of guys make. They'll start cutting, and then they'll see their muscles looking a little bit flat, and then they'll stop. Yeah, but what about your stomach? Your stomach is still fat. And how is that going to go away? It's not. The only way it's going to go away is by continuing to stay in a caloric deficit, continuing to cut every single week to get that fat off your body until your stomach becomes a 6-pack of abs, okay? So stop obsessing over muscle gain and strength and start obsessing over fat loss. 3rd biggest mistake, focusing on eating too much protein. All this high protein BS. That's probably the most overused tip I hear online. Oh, just eat high protein. Just eat high protein. Okay, so check this out. You can eat as much protein as you want. You will never get ripped. You will never get ripped. Only if you eat in a calorie deficit. That is the most important thing. You can eat all the protein that you want. You can be eating 1 gram per pound of body weight every single day, but if you're not eating in a caloric deficit, you're never going to lose fat, drop fat, and get ripped. You need to switch your focus from obsessing with counting your protein, and I would rather you count your calories to make sure that you're in a calorie deficit every single day. Because if you're not in a calorie deficit, I don't care how much protein you're eating, bro. You're going to stay fat. You're going to stay with that big ass stomach with the man titties. That's not going to go away until you stop obsessing over the high protein crap and start obsessing over being in a calorie deficit every single day and tracking that. Whether you use MyFitnessPal or lose it. I prefer lose it, but I know a lot of people like MyFitnessPal, right? So that's what you should be tracking. Forget fucking protein. Track your calories. That's step one, right? Then you can start tracking your macros, but I've made a whole video on that. Not on this video though, all right? Mistake number 4, not accounting for the hidden calories. And this is a major, major, major flaw that I see with a lot of people. They'll tell me, bro, I've been sticking to my calories and I'm only eating 1,800 and I'm only eating 1,600 and I can't lose weight. I'm about to tell you why you cannot lose weight. Because of the hidden calories, the snacking, the drinks, the condiments, and the oils and butters that you're cooking. And this used to happen to me all the time when I used to cut on my own before I ever hired a coach, right? I used to cook steak. I used to cook like meats, and I used to use like olive oil, right? I used to like drench the pan with olive oil and butter, and I'd eat it, not realizing that I was putting myself in a caloric surplus because of the amounts of fats that I was using, the butters, the oils, and a lot of you guys don't even account for that, right? A lot of you guys will be snacking. Nuts, bars, fruits, whatever you be snacking on, drinks. A lot of you guys will drink orange juice, apple juice, putting cream and sugar in the coffee, the condiments you use, bro, this adds up tremendously. All these little things we're talking about here, this could be an easy 500 calorie surplus in one day. Just because you're adding these little calories, which add up throughout the day, okay? Now, I'm going to give you some alternative options. For condiments, you're going to want to stick to no sugar added condiments. I have some recommendations on the screen, right? We have Ray's no sugar added barbecue sauce, the absolute best condiment of all time. Of all time, bro. I could literally eat chicken breast 5 times a day just because that barbecue sauce tastes so good and I put it on top of it, right? So the no sugar added ketchup is a good one too. It has like a vinegary flavor though, so you're going to have to get used to it, right? But if you're using regular ketchup, those additional calories are fucking up your calorie deficit. 100%. We have sriracha. We have Frank's Red Hot. Any Frank's Red Hot, even the buffalo sauce is good. They have like 5 calories, I think. So those are some condiments that I recommend. And then as far as like the sugar and the cream in the coffee, bro, just use stevia. It's going to taste just as good as regular sugar, bro. And the people that like to drink juice, I actually make lemonade every single day. I'll take a big jug of water, maybe like half a gallon jug, and I'll squeeze about 3-4 lemons in there. And then I'll put stevia in there. And then I'll put it in the fridge. So whenever I have a craving or I want to drink some juice, that's what I'll drink. And it has 0 calories and it's actually healthy, right? And then as far as the butter and the oils, you're going to want to use the spray. Now here's the thing with the sprays. The sprays still contain calorie, but it depends on how long you spray for. If you're spraying the pan for like 3 seconds, yeah, that's a lot of calories, right? But if you're just spraying, that's minimal calories. And at the end of the week, once you're saving all these calories that you were spending before, you're actually going to be able to consistently drop fat. Because the reason you cannot drop fat is because of all these hidden calories, bro. All these hidden calories, okay? And you might be thinking, Huncho, what about some snack options? Man up, bitch. Men do not fucking snack. We eat meals. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Men do not snack. Snacking is for pussies, bro. Snacking. Stop with that pussy shit. We don't do that shit, all right? We eat meals. We eat for nutrition, for function. We eat for purpose, okay? So, mistake number 5, not going far enough. Not going far enough, not doing enough cardio, not lowering calories enough, and not losing enough fat. A lot of people that I work with, they'll tell me they hit a sticking point. They can't lose fat. And then when I start working with them, all I needed to do was simply lower the calories and increase the cardio, and bam, all of a sudden they start losing fat. So essentially what I'm saying is you're not going far enough, bro. Right? Whether that's adjusting your calories and bringing them lower, whether that's increasing your cardio, or you're not even sticking to the cut far enough. And this is a big mistake I see with a lot of people. They'll start their cut and they'll stop midway. If your stomach still has fat and you cannot see your 6-pack of abs, you need to continue cutting. Because the problem is we think that we look better than we actually do. But when you take a picture of yourself and you look at it, that's when you realize all the flaws. So let me give you guys some references so you guys can know exactly what it is that I'm talking about. So when we talk about not doing enough cardio, this means that you can be doing up to 1 hour of cardio or even more, right? I was doing like an hour of cardio last time I cut that I took this picture, which was in November. There were days where I was doing 1 hour of cardio, 45 minutes of cardio, 40 minutes of cardio, right? Not going low enough with calories. On that picture that you see there, I was essentially on like 1,700 calories. So I would have like 1,700 calories, and then I would have like 1 or 2 days out of the week where I would have a high calorie day. But essentially, I was on very, very low calories, and that's what it actually takes to actually lose fat. A lot of guys won't want to go below a certain calorie range because they think, oh, I'm going to get too small or I'm too hungry. Yeah, bro, you're going to be hungry. But how bad do you want it? Right? How bad do you want it? And most times you're probably feeling hungry because you're not drinking water, you're not eating vegetables, you're stressing out, which is causing you to try to like emotionally eat and stuff your problems, right? And so you need to be aware of these things, right? And then not getting lean enough, like I talked about, going far enough, meaning that you need to continue cutting, you need to continue dropping fat every single week until you actually begin to see your abs, because most people will quit and most people will never get to the point of having a six pack because they actually didn't get lean enough. Just keep going. All right. So those are the 5 most common mistakes that I see amongst people that are trying to get ripped. And like I said, bro, I've helped hundreds of guys essentially get ripped. You know what I'm saying? I've helped dozens and dozens as clients, and I've helped dozens and dozens of people on here on the channel. So if you found that helpful, bro, hit the like button. But you're going to want to keep those 5 things in mind if you're actually trying to get ripped. All right. Southpaw Huncho, checking out. Peace.